It's raining. Has been for 3 days straight. Cold, relentless rain that soaks through everything. The training ground is mud. The air is freezing. Every muscle in your body screams to go inside. The samurai still trains. Same time, same place, same movements, as if the sun were shining and the ground were dry. His student watches from the doorway. Dry, warm, confused. Finally, he asks, "Master, shouldn't we wait until conditions improve? Until the rain stops? Until we feel better?" The old warrior doesn't stop moving, doesn't even look at him, just speaks while executing a perfect strike through the downpour. Warriors don't wait for perfect conditions. They create perfect discipline. This is your problem. Right now, today, you're waiting for motivation that will never come, waiting to feel ready, waiting for the perfect moment to start. And while you wait, your life is passing. Your goals are fading. Your potential is dying. Here's what nobody wants to tell you. Motivation is a lie, and it's destroying your potential. In the next 8 minutes, I'm going to show you why discipline beats motivation every single time, why the samurai never relied on feeling inspired, and how to build the kind of discipline that makes action inevitable. Not someday, starting tomorrow morning. But here's the question that should wake you up right now. What if the reason you keep failing has nothing to do with your capability, your intelligence, or your circumstances? What if it has everything to do with what you're relying on? Stay with me, because once you see this, you can never unsee it, and everything changes. If you leave now, you'll go back to waiting for motivation, waiting to feel ready, waiting forever. But if you stay, you'll learn the secret that turns ordinary people into warriors, the secret that makes action automatic, the secret that the samurai used for centuries to accomplish the impossible. Your choice, but choose fast, because your life is happening right now, not when you feel ready. The motivation trap, why you keep breaking your promises. Let's start with the pattern you know too well. Sunday night, you're fired up. This is it. This is the week. You're gonna wake up early, hit the gym, work on your goals, be disciplined, be consistent, be different. Monday morning, you do it. You're amazing. You feel unstoppable. Tuesday, a little harder, but you push through. Still got this. Wednesday, you're tired. You hit snooze. You skip the workout. You tell yourself tomorrow I'll get back on track. Thursday, tomorrow never came. You're back to exactly where you were. Again, this isn't happening to you once. It's happening on repeat, over and over and over, until you start to believe the lie that maybe you're just not disciplined. Maybe some people have it and you don't. Wrong. Here's what's actually happening. You're relying on motivation, and motivation is an emotion, and emotions are temporary. They come and go like weather. You can't build a life on weather. The samurai understood this at a level most modern people never will. They never relied on feeling motivated, never waited to feel inspired, never based their training on their emotional state, because they knew the enemy doesn't attack when you're motivated. The battle doesn't wait until you feel ready. Life doesn't pause until you're in the mood. But you've been sold a lie. The modern world has convinced you that motivation is the key, that you just need to find your why, get pumped up, watch inspiring videos, feel the energy, and then you'll act, right? No, that's exactly backwards. And it's why you keep failing. Here are 3 lies about motivation that are keeping you stuck. Lie number 1. Wait until you're motivated, then act. Translation: wait forever, because motivation is fickle. Comes when it wants and leaves when it wants. If you wait for it, you'll spend your life waiting. Lie number 2. Motivation leads to action. Backwards. Action creates motivation. You don't feel like going to the gym, then go. You go to the gym, then feel motivated. The feeling follows the action, not the other way around. Lie number 3. Motivated people are more successful. No, disciplined people are more successful. Motivation gets you started. Discipline keeps you going. And it's the keeping going that matters. Here's the cost of living in the motivation trap. Inconsistency. You're on and off. Good week, bad week. Strong month, terrible month. You can't build anything meaningful with inconsistency. Broken promises to yourself. Every time you say you'll do something and don't, you lose trust in yourself. Do this enough times and you stop believing your own commitments. Self-distrust. The worst consequence. You become someone who can't rely on yourself. And if you can't rely on yourself, who can you rely on? This matters right now in 2025 more than ever. Because every app, every guru, every advertisement is selling you motivation. Get pumped. Feel inspired. Find your passion. Nobody's selling you discipline. Because discipline isn't sexy. It's not exciting. It doesn't make you feel good immediately. But it's the only thing that actually works. Go to the comments right now. Be brutally honest. How many times this year have you started something motivated and quit when the motivation faded? Drop the number. Could be 2. Could be 20. No shame. No judgment. Just truth. Because awareness is the first step. And you need to see the pattern before you can break it. Write it down. Then come back. Because now I'm going to show you what the samurai did instead. The discipline principle. What samurai actually practiced. Discipline is action without emotion. Read that again. Action without emotion. Not doing it because you feel like it. Doing it because you said you would. The samurai code was built on this. Your word to yourself is sacred. More important than your word to anyone else. Because you have to live with yourself. You have to trust yourself. And trust is built through kept promises. They trained at the same time every single day. Rain or shine. Sick or healthy. Motivated or unmotivated. Didn't matter. The time came. They trained. Why did this create warriors? Because enemies don't attack when you're motivated. Battles don't wait until you've had enough sleep and feel energized and conditions are perfect. The warrior who only fights when motivated is a dead warrior. Here's the fundamental difference between motivation and discipline. Motivation says I'll do it when I feel ready, when I'm inspired, when the time is right. Discipline says I'll do it especially when I don't feel ready, when I'm tired, when conditions are terrible. That's exactly when it matters most. Look at this in real life. Real examples that expose the truth. Motivated people go to the gym when they feel good, when they're energized, when they ate well and slept well and the weather is nice. Disciplined people go to the gym on their worst days, when they're exhausted, when they're stressed, when every part of them wants to skip it. They go anyway. Motivated people write when inspiration strikes, when ideas flow, when creativity feels abundant. Disciplined people write when inspiration is dead, when the page is blank, when every word feels like pulling teeth. They write anyway. Do you see it? Motivation is conditional. Discipline is unconditional. And here's the liberation in this. When you stop needing to feel good to do good, you become unstoppable. Think about what's holding you back right now. I don't feel like it. I'm too tired. I'm not in the mood. Conditions aren't right. All of that goes away with discipline. Because discipline doesn't care how you feel. It only cares what you promised. And here's the beautiful paradox. Motivation feels easy at first but becomes impossible to maintain. The high wears off, the excitement fades, and you're left with nothing. Discipline feels harder at first but becomes effortless over time. Every rep builds strength. Every kept promise builds trust. And eventually you don't need willpower anymore. You just are who you are. The motivated person exhausts themselves trying to recapture the feeling. The disciplined person just shows up, again, and again, and again, until showing up is just what they do. That's the principle. Action without emotion. Promises kept regardless of feelings. Consistency over intensity. This is what the samurai practiced. This is what made them legendary. Not talent, not genetics, not motivation, discipline. And you can build it too, starting right now. With 3 pillars. If you're serious about this, if you're done relying on motivation that always fails you, subscribe to Still Blade right now. Because this channel is dedicated to the path of discipline. Ancient warrior wisdom for modern consistency. subscribe, stay on the path, because what comes next changes everything. The first pillar, ritual over readiness. First pillar, ritual over readiness. The samurai used rituals for everything, not because they were superstitious, because rituals eliminate the need for motivation. Before battle, a samurai would perform the same sequence. Check his blade, adjust his armor, center his breath. Same order, same movements, every time, not to feel ready, to bypass the question of readiness entirely. This is the power of non-negotiable routines. When you build a ritual, you're not deciding whether to do the thing. You're just executing the ritual. And the ritual leads automatically to the thing. Your brain doesn't have time to negotiate, to create excuses, to summon motivation. The ritual has already started. Your body follows. Here's how you build this. Identify your critical action, the thing you keep waiting to feel motivated for. Working out, writing, studying, building your business, whatever it is. Create a 3-step ritual that always precedes it. Not the action itself, the ritual that leads to the action. Example, bad approach. I'll work out when I feel energized. Result, you never feel energized. You never work out. Disciplined approach. At 6 a.m., I put on my shoes. I drink a glass of water. I open the front door. Then my body goes to the gym. Do you see the difference? You're not deciding whether to work out. You're just putting on shoes. That's easy. That doesn't require motivation. But once the shoes are on, once the water is drunk, once the door is open, momentum takes over. Your body is already in motion. The gym is just the next step. This works because rituals short-circuit the emotional brain, the part that creates resistance, the part that needs to feel ready. You bypass it entirely. Ritual, action, done. Another example, writing, bad approach. I'll write when inspiration strikes. Result, inspiration rarely strikes. You rarely write. Disciplined approach. At 7 a.m., I make coffee. I sit in the same chair. I open the document. Then I write for 30 minutes. The ritual is coffee, chair, document. That's it. You're not deciding to write. You're making coffee. And coffee leads to chair. And chair leads to document. And document leads to writing. After 30 days of this, the ritual becomes automatic. Your brain associates coffee with writing, chair with focus, document with flow. After 90 days, you don't recognize your old self. The person who waited for motivation, who struggled to start, who broke promises, that person is gone. And you're someone who just does the thing. Every day, same time, same ritual, no drama, no negotiation. The compound effect of this is staggering. You're not just building a habit. You're building an identity. The person who shows up. The person who keeps promises. The person who doesn't need perfect conditions. Go to the comments. What's one action you keep waiting to feel motivated for? Name it. Be specific. Then commit. I will build a 3-step ritual for this starting tomorrow. Make it public. Make it real. Because public commitment creates accountability. And accountability accelerates discipline. Write it. Then keep reading. Because the second pillar is even more powerful. The second pillar, identity over intensity. Second pillar, identity over intensity. Here's the mistake everyone makes. They try to be intense when they need to be consistent. Motivation loves intensity. I'm going to work out 2 hours a day. I'm going to write 10 pages. I'm going to transform everything overnight. And then you burn out in a week. Because intensity is not sustainable. Consistency is. The samurai didn't try to be warriors. They were warriors. Every day. In small ways. Constantly. They didn't train intensely for a month, then stop. They trained moderately for decades. And decades of moderate training beats months of intense training every single time. This is the identity shift principle. And it's the most powerful tool for building discipline. Motivation says I'm going to work out intensely for 2 hours today. Discipline says I am someone who moves their body daily. Do you hear the difference? One is an action you're trying to do. The other is an identity you already have. And here's why identity wins. Your brain seeks consistency with your self-image. Whatever you believe you are, you will act accordingly. Automatically. If you see yourself as someone who works out, your brain will find ways to make you work out. If you see yourself as someone trying to work out, your brain will find excuses to stop. Modern application. Stop saying, I'm going to try to wake up early. Start saying, I am an early riser. Stop saying, I want to be a writer. Start saying, I am a writer who writes daily. Stop saying, I'm going to be more disciplined. Start saying, I am a disciplined person. The shift seems small, but it changes everything. Because when you act from identity, there's no internal battle. You're not forcing yourself. You're just being yourself. A writer writes. That's what writers do. You're a writer, so you write. Simple. An early riser rises early. That's what early risers do. You're an early riser, so you rise. Automatic. Here's the practice. Choose one behavior, the one you want to make consistent. Tie it to identity. Then act from that identity for 21 days. Not trying to do the behavior, being the person who does the behavior. What happens after 21 days? Your brain starts believing it. After 40 days, your brain starts protecting it. After 60 days, your brain starts proving it. And then you're not disciplined because you're forcing yourself. You're disciplined because that's who you are. The samurai understood this deeply. They didn't practice honor because they had to. They practiced honor because they were honorable. It was their identity. And identity is the most powerful force in human behavior. More powerful than willpower. More powerful than motivation. More powerful than anything. Change your identity. Your actions follow automatically. Forever. The third pillar. Accountability through honor. Third pillar. Accountability through honor. Most accountability systems fail. You know why? Because external pressure creates internal resistance. Someone else checking on you, guilting you, shaming you into action. Your brain rebels. You start to resent it. And eventually you quit. The samurai way was completely different. Internal honor creates external consistency. They lived by a code. Bushido. And breaking that code, even when nobody was watching, was unthinkable. Not because someone would punish them, but because it violated who they were. Modern reframe. Your self-trust is your most valuable asset. Every time you break a promise to yourself, you erode that trust. You teach yourself that your word means nothing, that you're unreliable, that you can't be counted on. And eventually, you stop making promises, because you know you won't keep them. But every kept promise builds trust.
Provas reliability. Demonstrat sonor.
And when you trust yourself, you become unstoppable, because you know that when you commit to something, it's already done. The disciplined practice of radical self-honesty works like this. Make fewer promises. Don't commit to 20 things. Commit to one. Keep every promise. Without exception. Without excuse. No matter how small. Start impossibly small if you need to. Better to promise yourself one push-up and do it than promise 100 and fail. Why? Because keeping the promise matters more than the size of the action. The samurai understood this. They would commit to holding a stance for exactly 30 minutes. Not 29. Not 31. Exactly 30. Because precision builds trust. Following through builds honor. And honor builds discipline. Your application this week. Make one tiny promise. So small you're embarrassed by how small it is. One push-up. One sentence written. 5 minutes of work. And keep that promise for 7 days. Every single day. No exceptions. What changes? You start trusting yourself again. You prove you're someone who keeps their word. Even to yourself. Especially to yourself. And self-trust is the foundation of all discipline. Without it, you're building on sand. With it, you're building on stone. Go to the comments one more time. What's one small promise you can make to yourself right now? Today. This week. Post it. Make it public. Hold yourself accountable. Because the moment you say it out loud, it becomes real. And real commitments create real results. Write it. Mean it. Keep it. That's the third pillar. Honor through kept promises. One small commitment at a time. The discipline paradox. Why it gets easier. Now here's what nobody tells you about discipline. The paradox that changes everything. Motivation tells you once I'm motivated, it will be easy. That's the lie that keeps you waiting. Waiting for the magic moment when everything flows effortlessly. That moment never comes. Not through motivation, but discipline tells you the truth. Once I'm disciplined, motivation becomes irrelevant. You don't need to feel like doing it. You just do it. And eventually, not doing it feels stranger than doing it. This is why discipline compounds while motivation depletes. Every time you rely on motivation, you drain the tank. And eventually it's empty, and you have nothing left. But every time you act through discipline, you strengthen the neural pathway. Your brain learns this is what we do. This is who we are. And it gets easier. Not because the action changed, because you changed. The neurological truth is this. Repeated action creates neural pathways. The first time you do something, your brain has to think, to decide, to overcome resistance. But the 100th time, the pathway is carved. The connection is strong. Your brain doesn't question anymore. It just executes. The samurai experienced this. The first year of training was agony. Every movement required thought, effort, willpower, pain. The 10th year, the movements were meditation, effortless, automatic, beautiful. Not because training got easier, because they got stronger. Their neural pathways became highways. Their discipline became identity. Here's your transformation timeline. Real numbers, real expectations. Days 1 through 14. Feels like fighting yourself. Every day is hard. You're relying on pure willpower. This is the breaking point where most people quit. Days 15 through 30. Feels like heavy effort. Still hard. But you're starting to see progress. Starting to believe you can do this. Days 31 through 60. Feels manageable. You have momentum now. Missing a day feels wrong. Doing the thing feels normal. Days 61 through 90. Feels natural. You're not forcing anymore. You're just being who you are. The person who does this thing. Day 90 and beyond. Feels like who you are. Not something you do. Something you are. Inseparable from your identity. This is the beautiful irony of discipline versus motivation. Discipline is harder to start, but easier to maintain. You suffer up front, then cruise forever. Motivation is easier to start, but impossible to maintain. You feel great at first, then crash repeatedly. Choose your hard. The hard of building discipline for 90 days, or the hard of chasing motivation for the rest of your life. One leads to freedom. One leads to endless frustration. The samurai chose discipline. Every single time. That's why they're remembered centuries later. You have the same choice. Right now, let's go back to the rain. Where we started. It's still raining. Cold. Miserable. The worst possible conditions. The samurai still trains. Why? Because of the 3 pillars. Ritual. Identity. Honor. He doesn't ask himself if he wants to train. He executes the ritual. Check the blade. Adjust the stance. Center the breath. The ritual pulls him forward. No decision required. He doesn't try to be a warrior. He is a warrior. And warriors train. That's what they do. Rain or shine. No exceptions. He made a promise to himself. To train daily. And his word is sacred. Even when nobody's watching. Especially when nobody's watching. Now imagine your life. The moment of truth is coming. It's coming tomorrow morning. Or the day after. Or next week. The morning you don't want to. You're tired. You're stressed. It's dark. It's cold. Nobody's watching. Nobody would know if you skipped. This is exactly when it matters most. Motivation will whisper. Skip it today. You deserve rest. Start again tomorrow when you feel better. Discipline answers differently. This is exactly when I prove who I am. Not when it's easy. When it's hard. You execute the ritual. Not because you feel ready, but because that's the ritual. And the ritual always comes first. You act from identity, not trying to be disciplined, being disciplined, because that's who you are now. You keep your promise, not for applause, not for recognition, for honor, for self-trust, for the person you're becoming. And something profound happens in that moment. The hardest morning becomes your proudest moment, because you proved something, not to the world, to yourself. I am who I say I am. Keep my word. I don't need perfect conditions. I create perfect discipline. The samurai trains in the rain not to show off, not to prove anything to anyone watching, but to prove something to himself. I am reliable. I am consistent. I am disciplined. Rain doesn't change that. Nothing changes that. You are becoming that person. Right now. Not when motivation arrives. Not when conditions improve. Right now. Every day you execute the ritual, you prove it. Every day you act from identity, you strengthen it. Every day you keep your promise, you become it. This is discipline. This is the warrior's way. This is how ordinary people become extraordinary. Not through motivation, through discipline. One unglamorous, unexciting, consistent day at a time. Cinematic OUTRO. Tomorrow morning, you choose. The rain finally stops. Clouds break. Sun pierces through. The ground is still mud. But light has returned. The samurai sheathes his sword. His student approaches. Finally understanding. Master, you weren't training despite the rain. You were training because of it. The old warrior looks at him. Nods slowly. Every warrior faces a choice. Wait for perfect conditions. Or create perfect discipline. Perfect conditions never come. But perfect discipline? You can build that. Starting tomorrow morning. Final wisdom for you. Motivation is a visitor. Comes and goes. Unpredictable. Unreliable. Temporary. Discipline is a foundation.
Permanent.
Unshakable. Yours to build. Tomorrow morning you'll wake up. And you won't feel motivated. The bed will be warm. The room will be dark. Your body will want to stay. That's when discipline speaks. That's when the ritual begins. That's when identity proves itself. That's when honor demands action. Build the ritual. 3 steps. Simple. Automatic. Execute it regardless of feelings. Become the identity. Not trying to be, being. Act from who you are, not who you're trying to become. Keep your promise. One small commitment. Sacred word. Honored daily. Not when it's easy, especially when it's hard. The rain will come again. For all of us. Different forms. Same test. Your discipline must remain. Consistent. Reliable. Unshakable. Subscribe to Still Blade right now if you're ready to walk this path. A community of warriors who understand that discipline beats motivation. Every time. Forever. More ancient wisdom is coming. More training awaits. More transformation is possible. But only for those who choose discipline over motivation. Action over emotion. Promises kept over feelings followed. Your choice begins tomorrow morning. When the alarm sounds. When your body resists. When motivation is nowhere to be found. But your commitment begins now. This moment. This decision. Choose discipline. Build the ritual. Become the identity. Keep your promise. The rain doesn't stop warriors. It reveals them. Tomorrow morning you'll be revealed. Who are you? Someone who waits for motivation? Or someone who builds discipline? The samurai knew. Now you know. Your move. Before you close this video, commit to 3 things. First, build your 3-step ritual tonight. Write it down. Make it so simple you can't fail. Second, choose your identity. Not I'm trying to be, but I am. Write that down too. Third, make one tiny promise for tomorrow. Post it in the comments below. Make it public. Make it real. Then keep it. Not because you feel like it, because you said you would. That's discipline. That's the warrior's way. Subscribe to Still Blade if you're done chasing motivation and ready to build discipline. We're walking this path together. The rain will come. Your discipline will remain. Begin tomorrow. Commit now.